Alright everybody, it's the Wannabe Gardener again. I'm out here and I got a big pile of wood chips behind me and there's a bunch of leaves and it's all free. So I'm going to take this down to the community garden I got. That the soil is when you wet it, it's just mud. There's no organic matter, nothing. So I'm going to try to throw some wood chips in there and see if that decomposes. I know if you dig deep into these wood chips, it gets pretty hot and it has some good dark organic matter. I'm going to throw that in there. And I'll show you that I also got like maybe half a yard at the moment, or maybe a little bit less than a half a yard of coffee grounds that I've been collecting. So I'm gonna throw that in there too. I'm not measuring, I'm just throwing whatever I got and see how that works out. I'm sure it's gonna be better than what I got. So I can't give you an exact amount of what I'm putting in there. I'll show you a little video or a clip of the coffee grounds I have acquired little by little, and I'm gonna throw it in there with filter and everything. Anyway, thanks for watching and God bless you. Alright, I'm still at this this hill over here with all the wood chips, and I found a little hole over here. If you come up a little closer, and these wood chips, it seems like it's just turned into some fresh soil. Okay, and this is what I'm filling these buckets up with. I'm gonna take this over to that garden, and you know, I dug this up. I found a place where it's still getting pretty hot, and the wood seems to have decomposed. And you can see over here, all this eventually become this. So I just went to the bottom and grabbed some of this to take to the community garden. So if you look over here, all I did was dig in and found, you know, you're at different stages. But if I dug in here like this, got some fresh soil, and I'm gonna add this to the community garden. Look at, okay, and that's about all I got going on right now. This is still day one of when I showed you the video with the big pile. It's just a few minutes later. Now I'm digging a few buckets full. So that's all I got for now, and I'll continue recording at the community garden. Thanks for watching. Hey everybody, it's me again. I'm out here now. I am at the community garden. I got some wood chips. Finally, and if you look over here, like I showed you before, they're pretty decomposed. Okay, a lot of it looks like soil, real good soil. Okay, still got some work in progress, but it'll be decomposed here shortly. I got some of my coffee grounds over here, and I'll show you what I'm doing over here. What I'm doing is I dug a hole into the ground about 8 to 10 inches, and I got rid of big clumps of some of this muddy soil. It's heavy clay, real thick. You can squeeze it, it turns hard. So what I did, I mixed in some wood chips, some leaves, and I also threw some vegetable scraps in here just so it can decompose. I got a lot of you can't see it now because it's brown because the coffee touched it. But a lot of carrot peelings. A lot of carrot peelings. So with that being said, all I'm doing is I'm laying it down, I'm mixing it in. That way I can get some wood chips into the soil, and then putting some coffee grounds on top, mixing that in. And then what I'm going to do at the end is I'm going to layer it with 4 to 6 inches of the wood chips, and then I'm going to plant into that, see how that works. I'll give it a week or two, let it decompose some more. Anyway, that's the next step, and I'll continue recording as I go along, and hopefully at the end we'll see the end work, okay, or the end, whatever you call it, the end work. Anyway, thanks for watching the Wannabe Gardener. Thank you very much, and God bless you. Hey y'all, it's the Wannabe Gardener, and this is the end result of all that mulch I was doing. And it's kind of dark, so I'm hoping you can see it well. And I think I planted it about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and everything looks to be blooming, especially the zucchini. I think that's what it is, and the gourd or squash. I'm not even sure. I just put it in there, and I didn't think it was going to grow. But here it is. After I put down part 1 and part 2, I put on this video in the beginning, and I guess after putting all these wood chips on, here's the final result. Alright, I think it looks pretty good. If you look real carefully, I guess you can't see that well from far, but some of these are huge. The leaves, some of these leaves are huge. Look how big those leaves are. I'm sure that's kind of normal for zucchini squash and stuff. But I started those from seed. I just put them in there, and this is what happened. Here's some more. There's some tomatoes. The tomatoes I transplanted. Hopefully this heat will not get rid of them. I'm hoping that they get to bloom before the heat kicks in. That's what I got back on that part. And the first part I got with the tomatoes. Like I said, no tomatoes yet, just a bunch of blooms. And that's it. That's what I got, and this is the end result of my community garden for this season. And hopefully in a month or two I'll rip it apart and then put some stuff for the fall. But this is what I got. Just putting 3 or 4 layers, 3 or 4 inches of wood chips, and not adding pretty much nothing. I just had some compost I put in there, but a lot of it is, as you've seen part 1 and part 2, a lot of coffee. I put a lot of coffee grounds in there, so I guess we got to see what happens and how these things come to fruition. If they do, well, that's what I got going on. And that's it. I got all those wood chips from that pile I had showed you, and that's what I got. And I got one zucchini so far, which is not too bad because it's pretty big. I guess it's what, 8 fingers, just about 8 fingers, average size you find in the supermarket. Well, thanks for watching this episode of the Wannabe Gardener, gardening out here. Thank you and God bless you.